This was the sixth time.
Sixth time. Okay.
Yes. So I was rejected 5 times, and the sixth time is what I was given. So paid the fee, and after some time, these guys denied me, and they didn't even give me a reason. That
Wow.
was a lot of pain after all the hustle and the sweat, shivering, shaking, and thinking that I'm connected. So I got rejected. Airport, I knelt in it and did what I told God. I thanked God. Now, when I got here, I knelt in front of the school, that CSU where there are flowers,
Okay.
in the middle of the road where those shadows
Really?
are. Put my head down. You are an
Okay.
amazing person.
Okay.
I come from Uganda, but when I met you, I was like, wow. Somebody from a
Ah.
different country, but they're really amazing.
Yeah.
And I talk about it, you and Velas, you are such golden guys, and I appreciate that. So thank
All
you.
right.
It's
Thank
always a pleasure.
you. How are you? How have you been so far? How are you doing? Tell us what's your name, introduce yourself, or say something for us to, start the conversation.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, my brother, for this opportunity. I am Jagwe Edward. I am from Uganda.
Mm,
I'm a student at Minnesota State University, Mankato. I
mm,
am an automotive engineering technology major student.
mm,
And this is my first semester with the university, practically in the US, but my second semester with the university because I had one semester back home.
mm.
Uh, that's it. Currently, I'm also a student government senator at my university,
Nice.
National Center of Leadership and Success secretary at my university, the charter, and
Mm.
as well as being involved in different organizations at the university. That's it for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
take us to your home country, Uganda. Tell us about a little bit, not into details, like maybe about your family, maybe the school you attended back home, just a little bit so that the people that are following this conversation can know that, okay, oh, he went to this school. Oh, he's my friend. Oh, I know him. Oh, I've heard of him, something like that. So let's know. Yeah.
What I have to begin with is that I've been a less privileged student, and
Mm,
it's always been my hustle out to be here. I actually paid my tuition for grade level, and for high school, I had to work out with letters, looking for
mm,
sponsors, and I was lucky to um, to be sponsored by Stephen Shames, who is an American living in Brooklyn Island, New York, and he
mm,
took me for high school. So I went to one of the top five schools in my country, Seta High School, Mukono. Those are
nice.
five-star schools, and people get chance to go there are ministers' children,
Mm,
many parents who work in America, UK, and all these other big countries. So I was privileged that I went to the top five school in my country, and however much I lacked everything almost besides tuition, but either way, that was an opportunity. Um, I would say back home, I actually own, I belong to um, a family, but for now, I don't want to disclose for
sure, sure,
security matters. But I mean,
sure.
it's been a struggle, it's been a
Mm,
fight, it's been a
mm,
hustle, it's been a hurdle, and I believe that that's the way to go. And I normally say that if you can be able to contain the pressure, then you expect the pleasure. And I feel like I'm already tasting the pleasure. So in
nice.
summary, I went to Sedai School, Mukono for my high school. For primary, I went to Kalinabi, the primary school. Many people may not know, but Sedai School, you can Google, it's a big school. I went there for O level, and I actually got some A plus grades. I was in newspapers, and I went for O level, the same thing. We call it advanced level, O level, ordinary level, A level,
Mm,
advanced level. And
mm,
then my dream was always to do tertiary education in the United States when I was just in grade four. And
mm,
and that's why I had the urge to work hard and even never attend school, tertiary education in my country.
So
let
you were
alone if you
focused. You
want.
wanted to, yeah,
Yes,
attend
I
school
want to
in
be.
the US. Yeah.
Yes. So let alone start, I'll end with high school. And later on, when you ask me, I'll tell you what took me to be here. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to know now you are focused. You wanted to, or you've always dreamt of coming to the US.
Yes.
So did you choose other schools apart from Minnesota State University when you are applying?
Now, this is what happened now. In 2018,
Hmm.
remember I got done with my high school in 2016. In
Okay.
2017, I really didn't have any knowledge about the US, but all I
Hmm.
had was the dream and the desire and the passion. So in 2018, towards the end, is when I started looking up schools in the US. So one time,
Hmm.
I was in the system and I'm like, no, if I'm asking, because I happen to have quite a number of friends and I happen to keep coaching students back in school. So I had friends in the US, but
Hmm.
for some reason, every time I asked them to help out or run to a school, pick for me admission, or try to get me information, they all kept on saying, this is very hard. This is very, very
Hmm.
hard. You can't get
Hmm.
it. You know, you even have the money.
Yeah.
So I just got annoyed. I remember it was about 3 a.m. in the morning,
Hmm.
I would say in the night.
Hmm.
And I just woke up. I didn't have a laptop, but I had a smartphone. I said, man, what a man can. Why can't I try my best to make sure I do this all on my own?
Hmm.
Understand me? So what I did, I just Googled universities in the United States of
Hmm.
America. And the first university that came that I went through was not paying much application fee, was New England University.
Wow.
I applied to that university. Unfortunately, after all the time, towards even the end of 2018 into 2019, I hustled to pay my visa fees. It was $20. I didn't know
Hmm.
about my visa cards. When I got a visa card for that sake of paying the visa fee application, my card in my country, then they would not be automated for e-services or making international transactions. I ran to the
Wow.
bank, activated the card for the same reason,
Hmm.
paid the fee, and after some time, these guys denied me, and they didn't even give me a reason.
Wow.
That was a lot of pain after all the hustle and the sweat.
Hmm.
But I always felt like giving up is not an option if you
Yeah.
really have a dream. And I keep telling people and my friends, and you know that I keep saying that um, dreams never die, not until we give up
Yeah.
on them. And a dream
Hmm.
defines your life. If
Hmm.
you're gonna end up one day into something that you didn't plan as a definition of your life, you're a failure. And I keep
Hmm.
telling people that a definition of success to me is you achieving what you have on your to-do list in life. You don't
Hmm.
need to have a mansion. If my dream is a bungalow, that's okay for me. I am
Hmm.
as successful as you dreamt of a mansion. For me, that's what I believe in. If my intention was just to have a simple car, a simple family, and have a certain bunch of money just to help people, one, two,
Hmm.
three, five. I do not need to have to help 1,000 people. I do not need to own 20 cars because
Hmm.
what I defined for my life, what I wanted to have or fulfill or achieve, I have. Meaning, in my own capacity, I am successful. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter whether others have more than what I have. So I always had that zeal and urge like, this can never be the end.
Hmm.
Giving up is never an option. Dreams never die, not until we give up on them.
Hmm.
So for some reason, I kept doing that and showing myself that there can be a way. So in 2019, what happened? Around June, July. So I go back to the system. Now, do you remember the saga of when was this guy killed? Freud. Uh,
Uh, Forgotten.
there's that guy who
Is
was
it?
killed, George Floyd or something.
Yeah, George
And
Floyd.
before that, there had been issues of discrimination and
Hmm.
segregation,
Hmm.
uh, racial discrimination in Minnesota State. So
Hmm.
as I go, I'm like, oh, what's up with Minnesota State? So I type universities in Minnesota State.
Oh, okay.
So they brought up University of Minnesota, 20 cities. first. But the next one was Minnesota State University, Mankato.
Okay.
I read about the admission rate and
Okay.
also looked at the application waivers, fee waivers. Now, Minnesota State University, Mankato had a promo code.
Okay.
I may not say it publicly, but if someone needed it, I can give it to you, give them. So I knew that I could apply non-pay application fee by my research. So I applied to this university and the university admitted me. So they admitted me in 2019 and I went to the embassy my first time around June. It was June to July. Unfortunately, that was a bad day. It was my first time to the embassy. I think English was not Englishing. White man, white lady, very, 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 very hard. And I think really I could tell I was shivering, I was shaking, and saying things that are not connected. So I got rejected.
Okay.
I was heartbroken because then the service fee was $200. That was
Okay.
the time of Trump. That was $200. No, I think that was Obama. One of the two was there, Obama or Trump. So that was $200. I know that
Okay.
was Trump. $200 and visa fee was 160. So that was a lot of money for somebody not working back home.
$80.
$200 for service fee.
$200.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
okay,
now it's
okay, okay.
350, but it was just increased on Trump in
Okay.
Trump's regime. Yeah.
Okay.
So $200 and 160, and man, it was much money because even then I was not even working. So me losing out was like, I'm like, no, a service fee takes a full year. I'll apply again. So I applied again in August. I even applied for an emergency appointment because by the time I
Yeah.
finished paying visa fare and distributing it, there was no date. Normally, they don't give you dates because they first ask, in the last 3 months, was Edward Jago denied the US visa? And you have to say the truth. So you say yes, most likely the dates will be in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I applied for emergency and thank God the emergency was approved. So when they approved this emergency appointment, I went. Trust me, the person who was there asked me two questions. Why the Nova? And the other one was, I can see you have just been recently rejected for a US visa. What has changed? By that time, I didn't know even how to prepare whatsoever. Charlie, what has changed? That was a
Yeah.
very complex question for me, man.
Yeah.
And when I felt that the guy denied, those were two times now. Um, So I went on. If you want me continue with the journey to when
Yeah.
I was admitted. So I went
Just
on.
just cut it. It was
Okay.
because your journey is too long.
Okay. So next thing, the following time I
Yeah.
tried it. Next time I tried, and the next time
Yeah.
I tried, and guess what? This year, June 13th, 8 a.m., a male interviewer among the 6 people who ever interviewed me, man with specs. Oh my God.
Wow.
I prepare. Now, what
Uh-huh.
happened? I was heading a company. I had some jobs back, and in 2019, when they released me the second time, I went to Turkey. I went to Turkey. I was in Turkey, but every time I would walk on streets crying, saying, "This is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm
Okay, you were
supposed to be in
studying in
America."
Turkey,
Yeah, no, I was there. I'd gone with the
working.
intention of let me go study or
Go
let me go money, come back work on America
come.
because I was
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and also make good travel history because I knew Turkey is also a big
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
So when I went there. Every time of my day, I was complaining and crying. Me, I'm supposed to be in America. Whoever was in Turkey with me, Istanbul that time knows that I always said America, America,
Yeah.
America,
Yeah.
America. You understand? Now, one time I said, no, I'm not supposed to be here. They paid me because I got chance to teach in English at the World English Language School by Lampasha Maltepe there in Istanbul, Turkey. And when the guy one day paid me, I said, I'm going back home. People said, yeah, you're joking. You go to Museveni's country to do what? People are broke and you're going back. I just bought a ticket. You thought I was joking. The next day, I went with nothing achieved. But do you know why I was coming? I was coming to say, I'm going back to work on America. Now, this is what happened. When I bought the taxi airlines, I knelt in that plane and said this prayer. I said, God, I am not going back to Uganda because I'm a failure. I am going back to Uganda to work on my dream, to study in America, to study in America. And I say, the next time I'll be boarding a plane, I'll be going to the United States. And as we
Nice.
go ahead, that's what happened. So when I returned to Uganda, because I was in Turkey and I learned Turkish and made some friends, some guy hired me. I hired this company for some time. Then I left to another company, Keka Management, whose owner lives in Boston, Dr. Kennedy, the therapist. So for some time after there, I made an application when his company was under closure. Had my application in because I kept on trying, but then when there was closure, then I said no. I wanna make sure I switch and now go work on my dream again. So that's when I applied, and that guy that day, his first question was, "Why are you going to the United States?" And I had a PDF,
So this
and I
was
still
the
have.
10th time.
This was the sixth time.
Sixth time. Okay.
Yes. So I was rejected 5 times, and the sixth time is when I was given. So because of the many times I went to the embassy, I knew what questions are like and what they would be answers. You understand me? So
Yeah.
I had a PDF,
Yeah.
every question and answer, and I still have it. So
Hey.
that PDF could answer any question but my case. And my
Yeah.
advice is when you are going to the embassy,
Mm.
prepare your case,
Prepare.
not
Yeah.
what you watch on
Mm.
TV or what people say. Benchmark what people say, but go
Mm.
back and prepare your case.
Yeah.
Like you're going to court, it is your case, not
Mm.
jail. So when he asked me that, I told him I'm going to the US to continue with my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at
Mm.
Minnesota State University, Mankato, where I've partially completed 9 credits with a GPA of 3.85.
Mm.
Seriously.
Mm. Mm.
Because I said the 3.85 to give me an advantage. I
Yeah.
said the returning to show that it's not my first time with the university. And the next
Yeah.
question was, why this university? Now, that question people don't know, but it requires specific questions, specific answers to do
Answers.
with the
Yeah.
university itself. So I got to find out what specific MAV pass, I talked about it. Maverick Scholarship for International Student, I talked about it. The tutor, one-on-one tutoring sessions with um, what's that? There's MAVPASS, there is a Center for Academic Success where
Mm.
you can be guided in case a course is not going on well. I talked about that international Maverick Scholarship, the welcome to international students. I talked about the affordability of the university for international students. I talked about, things that are more specific to the
Yeah.
university, not generic. Then he went ahead. He's like, okay, you're saying you're a returning student, but I can see you have so many rejections in the system, and I don't know why. Come even you don't have any records of being in the US, but you're a returning student. I'm like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I should have been unfortunate with visas, but
Mm.
visa interviews. But this time I feel more prepared and I'm optimistic. I may have
Mm.
my chance to go continue with my dream, my school in the
Mm.
United
Mm.
States. It's like, okay, do you have your unofficial transcript?
Mm.
So I give it to him, and he says, wow, you are an A plus student. Remember, I had triple A, but I had
Mm.
A minus in the calculus. I got 89. That calculus I missed by one. So I got 3.85. So
Mm.
he kept checking and then also typed, I think he was checking with the service and so on. And then
Mm.
said, you are an A plus student. Wow. So it's like, why this course? So now, when he said why this course, I know him all along my passion was to really get or specialize in automobile manufacture, subsystems and systems. I want to come back home actually with time and be able to establish an automobile company that can work on cars,
Mm.
manufacture, design, subsystems and systems so that I can also reduce on my country's expenditure on imports because
Mm.
my country imports each and everything. So
Yeah.
I feel if I could come up with such a farm with the knowledge acquired in America, then that would be great. It's like, why America specifically? I'm like, America is one of the leading technological advancements or destinations in the world
Mm.
and top educational destination in the world. And I anticipate that with the skills there, I'll be an exceptional engineer, and back home, I'll be beneficial to my country and
Mm.
myself. He's like, so what are your plans after school? Remember, I'd used my anchor sponsor. So I told him, after school, I want to return back home, establish an automobile farm that will
Mm.
deal in manufacture design of systems, mechanical systems and subsystems. And then also I want to return and help my uncle in his businesses because, I've been helping him and that's why he's even sponsoring me. So along my other work, I should be able to help him run his business as usual. He's like, okay, so again, what or who is going to sponsor you?
Sponsor, yeah.
You understand? And that how I no actually said, how are you going to pay your fees? So I was like, on top of the international Maverick scholarship of 7,700 US dollars, my uncle Mara Francis, who is a businessman owning 4 fueling stations, large
Mm.
scale uh, a real estate business and specialize
Mm.
in large scale farming, specifically the growth of this and that, is also
Mm.
going to pay for the rest of my costs while at the university. I will
Mm.
also additionally have extra support from my elder brother, who graduated as a landscape architecture engineer at Chanakale Onse Kismat University in Istanbul, Turkey. And
Mm.
he got a placement in Turkey. He's also been, I added something there, like three ways of financial aid:
Yeah.
international Maverick scholarship, my brother, and then my uncle. It's like, okay, so what do you do with your uncle?
Mm.
Remember, the way they told him how I help him, I'm like, remember I said the three things. He owns fuel stations, which is actually true. He
Mm.
owns a real estate business, and he does that skill. So I told him, in most cases, my uncle lets me supervise the fuel cells. Other times, it goes with me when he's doing out his real estate business to see how the business goes. And some other times, I actually go supervise the farm and see how everything is going with agricultural produce.
Mm.
It's like, okay, amazing. Now, he went back and started checking the system. In fact, the guy took between 15 to 20 minutes on me. I don't know why they take
Oh, yeah,
big.
suspect.
So he kept checking and asking the same questions over and over again.
Okay.
Now, the last question was, so Edward, if I approve this visa, what are your plans? Remember, I went June 13th. My earliest admission was July 15th, and my school start date was August 14th.
Mm.
Now, I knew in my heart, the voice told me that is a trick. So,
Mm.
because he said, so if I approve this visa, what are your plans? Are you going right away or are you going tomorrow? I'm like, no, actually, given my earliest admission date being July 15th and school start date being August 14th, I don't plan to go right away, but I plan to go between 27th and August 10th.
Mm.
So that will be after my admission date and that will be
Yeah.
before my school starts for me to prepare. He's like, okay, congratulations, I'm
Mm.
approving this visa. I thanked him like 4 times and reached a point when he was not answering. He didn't know why, but me, I knew how
Uh-huh.
hard coming this had been.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great story. That's a great story. So on the sixth time, you are accepted. Yeah, the embassy granted you a visa. So now you are in the university. When you got here,
Hmm.
when you go to America, what was the first thing that you did? First thing that you did. Because you've been yearning to be here. So when you got here, what was the first thing that you did?
The first what?
The first thing that you did when you
Oh,
got
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Now, all along, throughout all the formal rejections, I had said and written in one of my books that
Mm.
when I get to the United States, I will kneel in front of that university and say,
Mm.
thank you, God, for the dream. I actually said when I get to the plane, because remember, I told you, I had said after Turkey, I can only go to America. And I turned
Mm.
down chances to Canada, chances to Germany, and people were telling me, why don't you try? Because I was focused. So in the plane, I used um, it's not Delta. The one that took me to from Amsterdam was Delta, but there is one that got me. Okay, the airline that got me from Entebbe Airport, I knelt in it and did what I told God. I thanked God. Now, when I got here, I knelt in front of the school.
Mm.
That CSU where there are flags
Okay.
in the middle of the road where those shadows
Really?
pass. Put my head
Hey.
down and cried and said, thank you. And I said, I
Mm.
am here
Oh,
finally. So
finally.
I did that fast because that's
let's just wrap it up. I think I've had a great conversation with you there. It's been very insightful, very refreshing. It's an eye-opener. You've really contributed a lot. I want you to say maybe your last words to anybody who is, who wants to come here, any international student or anybody who wants to come to the US. Anything that you want to say to the person as your last words, so that we wrap up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So, now I want to begin with this.
Hmm.
Do not be deceived by people who are here telling you it's very hard to get here. It is your mindset.
Yeah.
It is what you want. It is
Hmm.
how you define your dreams.
Hmm.
Secondly, anyone would wish to have great education in America. This is one of the leading, if not the leading education destination in the world. If you want to work on it, please go ahead and work on it and make a change in your life. I want to go again and inform you that it doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is at the end of the day, you were able to achieve what you worked for. But
Nice.
if you fear to fail, you'll end up not getting anywhere because all successful people have a story, and that story is normally connected to taking risks, persistence, determination, and working so hard towards what defines their life or what they have as dreams or ambitions in life. So secondly, my dear, like you've been hearing, America is land of opportunities.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay,
America
America is a land of
is land.
opportunities. You're done, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
go ahead and grab your dream right.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, thank you, Edward, for getting this time, or thank you for making time for me to have a conversation with you. I know your schedule is very tight, but you managed to have a conversation with me. Thank you for everything that you've done. Okay, to my subscribers.
Yeah, but one amazing thing is that you're an
Okay.
amazing person.
Okay.
I come from Uganda, but when I met you, I was like, wow, you can somebody from a
Ah.
different country, but they're really amazing. You know,
Yeah.
and I talk about it, you and Velas, you are such golden guys, and I appreciate that. So thank
All
you.
right.
It's
Thank you.
always a
Thank you.
pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All too soon. We've come to the end of our conversation again. And this is still our journey. We are still talking about people from their home country in Africa going to the US or Europe. We are still speaking to these people to find out how they are coping, their studies and all that. Yes, Edward, and I'm Selwyn. I'm also here at Minnesota State University. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We are out. Peace. Bye-bye.